And we're live. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Good Friday if you are celebrating Easter this weekend. In case I forget later, I hope everyone has a safe and happy Easter with their loved ones. And if it's not Easter for you, well, just have a lovely weekend, really. Goodness, this is going to be an interesting stream. I'm not going to lie. I even debated doing a stream because, like, when we have these weeks that are so Star Wars heavy, I'm like, do I even stream? What do I have to contribute? Like, I try to be pretty not going to say overly positive, but I try not to be too like just bashing everything in this stream. And I just feel like when the streams are going to be Star Wars centric, I'm like, oh god, what am I even bringing to the table for people? So I don't know if anybody saw, I actually set the stream up this afternoon and had put like a Star Wars logo with a cross through it. I was like, I'm not even going to talk about Star Wars, not even going to do it. And then, my goodness, the meltdown that Miss Allison had, because she's like, you can't not talk about Star Wars. It's celebration weekend. It's a big deal. I said, yeah, like I'm celebrating by not talking about Star Wars. That's how I'm choosing to celebrate. So she was just not dealing with the fact that I wanted a Star Wars free zone because, like, the stuff that was released at the con today, like we talked about 2 weeks ago, because it only just got announced. So I'm like, I only just spoke about these. Like, what do I possibly have to add at this point in time? Nothing. I have zero to add. But to appease Miss Allison, Darth Allison, if you will, because this is what I have to deal with in my life, I've come up with what I'm hoping is a unique and never been done before concept in a Hot Toy stream to cover Celebration and the figures that were released. So I'm going to start the show with that. So I'm going to lead with Star Wars. When the segment is done, the segment is done. I will not be circling back. I'm going to present the Star Wars in my own way, my own unique way. And some people will like it, some people won't. And that's fine because, as I say, I'm not a Star Wars girl. This is not a Star Wars stream. And if you love the Star Wars and you're at the point now where you're like, this chick's just, nah, I'm out. Well done to you for putting up with me for this long, because I don't pretend to be the Star Wars fan. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not going to feign interest in something that's not there for me. But it is interesting because I legitimately did think, like, is anybody going to want to tune in to listen to me talk about a Star Wars-centric week? Like this, I don't think this is the stream. Like people going, oh my God, Star Wars stuff. I've got to go listen to Helen and see what she thinks about stuff she knows nothing about. So it'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see how many people do join me. And if you are joining me on what I'm assuming is a public holiday in most places, I'm not entirely sure. It's quite interesting in Australia because on Good Friday, pretty much nothing is open. So there's very few things open in Australia on Good Friday. So like supermarkets, department stores, a lot of those things are just closed. I think like cinemas open from like midday. So if you want to like go see a movie, you can maybe do that in the afternoon. Like some restaurants and stuff might open from a certain time. But it's sort of one of 2 days of the year where really nothing is open. And I have a couple of new work colleagues who were from the United Kingdom, and they were quite tripped out by that. They were going, what do you mean? Like I can't go to the supermarket tomorrow. I'm like, dude, you can, no supermarket is open tomorrow. Maybe like a small independent convenience store might be open, but the shops are not open. So I'd love to know where you are. What happens on Good Friday? Is it business as usual, like with the shops and stuff? Like, because in Australia, like, as I say, public holiday from the office, not much is open. So I had a relaxing day. I rewatched the Daredevil finale, which I thought was a really good episode of television. And I watched some sport on Disney Plus because that now has ESPN. So I'm having the time of my life with that. God, that's enough random talk with Helen. My goodness, there's still so many. There's so many comments, and so many people have come to hang out. So I appreciate you. As I said, I was really questioning my decision to stream, but it looks like it will be a good Friday with some friends to hang out with. So thank you, appreciate it, and you guys will get to see my unique coverage of Star Wars Celebration. So buckle in for that. Coming first in the docket. Carlos first in the comments. Good morning, Helen and chat. What a crazy, interesting week in collecting. It has been with the introduction of Scarecrow 2.0. To make things crazy, we're about to have a weekend of possible 80-degree weather here in New Jersey. Anyway, as always, wanted to send my regards and we'll catch the replay later. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. Sounds like it's getting warmer over there. It's getting cooler here. I've actually got my hot cup of tea again. No Tim Tams. They did not last the weekend. No one is shocked to hear that. Yeah, I think it was about 23 or 24 degrees Celsius today, which is cool for us. What is that in this? I don't know if that's in the 70s, maybe low 70s. I do not know the Fahrenheit, but I hope you enjoy the replay when you see it, Carlos. Thank you for leaving a comment. Uncarded Reviews is congratulating Carlos on being first again. A little bit of friendly rivalry happening between those two, which is all fun and games. It's fine. The Broke Collector, my foundation member. Hello. Spring is in the air and so is Hot Toys Fever. In the Northern Hemisphere, it's autumn. It's autumn for me in Australia. So I don't know. Does that bring Hot Toys Fever if it's autumn for me? I don't know. But happy Friday. Thank you for coming along. Uncarded Reviews. Shout out to all the Hot Toys, aka Millie Studios, Scarecrow collectors, the best head sculpt so far, and it wasn't even made by Hot Toys. Lol. I saw that post from Millie Studio. I followed them on Instagram. They have some beautiful head sculpts. They're working on a John Wick head sculpt at the moment, which looks really lovely. So I think it's cool. I think it's great that Hot Toys are bringing in new artists. And I even when I went to Full Team Creation, when I visited them in Hong Kong last year, because Oscar, who runs Full Team Creation, he's such a cool dude, and he's got these awesome dioramas he builds and display bases like my Avengers one right there. And his studio is like across the road from Hot Toys like main office. And I was like, dude, like you got to go there and show them your stuff. Like you could be designing like some awesome dioramas for them for their display bases, like doing the prototype. So yeah, this oh my god, I have so much to say about the Scarecrow. I almost named this stream the Star Wars free Scarecrow Spectacular, but I wasn't sure if anybody would watch that stream. So but no, I'm really excited for that Scarecrow figure. We are getting so much more than what I expected, because Howie Claus loves us and wants us to be happy. I think Uncarded Reviews is loving the Darth Allison talk. Fair enough. I think Darth Allison has a bit of a fan club. I heard there will be hot takes and Australian snacks. I mean, hey, Helen. Hello, Tyria. How are you? No Australian snacks, because I was not organised. And I'm not going to lie, like one of the few things open today was like a bakery near my house. And I almost brought like a Lamington. And I thought, that feels like a big step down from Tim Tams. And I don't even know if Lamingtons or something are going to be that easy for people to acquire. So I shot myself in the foot with that. I should have been far more organised and like gone to the shops yesterday and gotten something amazing that I could have shared on the stream with you guys. So it's just a boring cup of tea and some water today. But there's hot takes. And as I said, a very unique approach to recapping Star Wars Celebration that I hope people will enjoy. Or they'll tune out. That's fine. Either one is fine, honestly. Mike's here. Hey, everyone. No worries, Helen. Just Vanna White it and put your hands up to the picture and let us all go ooh and ah over it. Yeah, look, that's one approach. She's is that American Wheel of Fortune? Is that where she's from, or is she from The Price is Right? I know that name, and I know she's involved in game shows, but I don't know more than that, because we had our own versions here in Australia. Miss Batwoman is here. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter to you too. Thank you for coming along. I appreciate everyone coming to hang out on their Friday. Collection Obsession. Good morning, Helen. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening. We cover all the time zones here. Gilbert's here as well. What's up, collectors? I only want to hear Star Wars if they announce a new figure that I want. Scarecrow 2.0. Let's go. Well, this is my other thing with the Star Wars, right? Like, they've announced so much, and then like so many Star Wars fans just don't even like it. They're not happy with anything. And then do you know what added to my like sense of humor failure was like these past few weeks have been so Star Wars centric, and I get it. They've got the event in Japan. They're going to have a Star Wars store. They need to have some convention exclusives. Totally understanding of that. No drama. But now there's people this week going, when do you think we're getting the May the 4th announcements? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Have you not had enough? Like the rest of us that are following sort of Marvel and Star Wars are getting next to nothing this year. And you've had all these announcements for Celebration and all these figures releasing. Oh, can we get some May the 4th announcements? I'm just like, I cannot with the Star Wars fans. Seriously, I cannot. Anthony Stanfield. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Hi, Helen. New Scarecrow 2.0 looks great. Helen did not have her afternoon cup of coffee that she normally has on a Friday, so this might be ugly on a number of fronts, so apologies. Scarecrow looks fantastic. I am very excited for that, and that's probably going to be the longest segment of this stream, not going to lie. So when I start talking Scarecrow, no, that's going to be a long time, and if that doesn't interest you, well, there's probably nothing else I can offer you tonight. Mike says, personally, I'll be Tim Tam slamming every time you say Star Wars. Well, you better be quick. You better be quick with the slamming because it's gonna be rapid fire. I'm telling you now. It's I'm not mucking around when it comes to the Star Wars tonight. Keith Lee, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you, Keith. Fun story for you, Keith. So I thought Pop Culture might have a sale for Easter, which they sometimes do. And you know what I thought to myself? I said, Easter sale, 20% off. Maybe I'll get Kane. So they announced the Easter sale. I went to the Pop Culture website. And I can understand why they've done this, but Pop Culture is not offering the 20% off on sale items. And for some reason, they discounted Kane by something minuscule like $30. So instead of being $4.80, he's $4.50. And because they've discounted him $30, I can't get 20% off on him. So I'm looking at this 20% off sale and there is just like nothing that I'm going that I want to get. But I was so devastated. I was like, I totally get it when you've got figures for like $1.99 because you then can't take 20% off that. You're probably losing money. I don't even know if they're breaking even at $1.99. So on those figures that are so heavily discounted, I completely understand going no further discount. But I'm like, there's a handful of things you've discounted by like $20 or something ridiculous that are now ineligible for the sale. And I was just like, oh man, because if I could have gotten 20% off Kane, I think I would have gotten 20% off on Kane this weekend and bought it, but sadly not. Benny, today I'm almost on the same time zone as Helen. I've been to Star Wars Celebration today. Oh, have you, Benny? My goodness. God, did you get figures? How were the queues? What happened? Are you trying to flip things? Because my goodness, I did not go looking for Star Wars Celebration figures to buy, but there was people that had bought extras trying to sell already. I have thoughts, so I'm probably gonna talk more about the selling of the figures at the con than the actual figures that were released. Spoiler. But I hope you've enjoyed the con, and do let us know how you found it. Were you able to get any of the exclusive figures? Like, what was the event like? Did you like meet any of the actors? Because there's quite a few. I think there's quite a few actors there, so there's a lot of like photo op and autograph ops. But looking at the queues, man, like I think I would have a total meltdown, like standing in some of those queues. They were no joke. They looked very full on. Aaron, I'm sitting in a Tim Hortons watching Figure Chat. Nothing better. Happy Easter. Oh my God, are you getting some of those donut holes at Tim Hortons, Aaron? Because I went to Tim Hortons when I was in Canada last year, and I was on like a bus tour, and the tour guide said that they were well known for their donut holes. So I went and got a big box of them to share with the tour group, and I really enjoyed them. I had a couple of coffees and bagels from Tim Hortons, and yeah, Tim Hortons coffee much nicer than Starbucks coffee. Fun fact. But enjoy your Tim Hortons. AJ, greetings, Helen and friends. I'll have to catch the replay, but have a great day and a fantastic stream. Thank you, AJ. Well, happy Easter to you and Miss Ashley, and I hope you enjoy the replay when you get to see it. Star Wars Celebration makes me wish that Marvel MCU held something similar. Oh, I mean, it's interesting because in its heyday, it probably look at me sounding. I think during the building up of like Avengers, they totally could have, and even now, like with the right actors, yeah, Star Wars is just a beast in and of itself. And I'm not gonna lie, like there's a part of me that's like, I'm glad I'm not involved in this because the merchandising, the everything is like next level. I'm in a group on Facebook of a company that does like autograph consignments. And I'm really surprised that even like the blank Star Wars photos get sold at like a premium. And I'm just like, I feel like put Star Wars on it and people will queue, people will wait, people will pay. I looked at the photos and stuff people put of the queues. And that's why things like SDCC, I'm like, oh, it would be a great experience to go. But I'm like, I'm just not I just don't know that I could stand in a line for hours at a time to do everything because I wouldn't be surprised if people just spent all day in like, I went to the Hot Toys line and maybe did like one photo op and that was my day. That doesn't sound like a fun day to me. Oh my God, Darth Allison must make an appearance for May the 4th. Look. Darth Allison and May the 4th. Far out. I hope May the 4th is not a Friday. Please don't be a Friday. Good Friday is definitely a holiday in Canada. That's good to know. Hiya, Helen, fellow collector from UK. Hello, Natalie. How you doing? I think I've seen you in the chat before, so welcome. I'm in Virginia and all businesses are open. Oh, interesting. This is where I was, as I said, I just assumed that Good Friday, like everywhere was stuff, is closed. And it wasn't till, so I've got a co-worker from England and one from Ireland, and they were both like, no, like back home, like everything would be open. And I'm like, oh, joke's on you, nothing's going to be open tomorrow. So, lol. Oh my God, I finally watched the Daredevil finale last night. Let's just say there's no denying King Pink's strength. Vomit. Yeah, I have to say, the very strong ending to the season, like episodes 8 and 9, I really, really enjoyed. And apparently those episodes were sort of with the new showrunners who are sort of taking it from here. So I'm very hopeful for season 2 and where that's going to go because I think the season really finished quite strongly. Collection obsession. Most everything is open today here in Southern California, except a very few mum and pop restaurants, shops, and the stock market. Interesting. I feel like it's the opposite here. It's just those sort of handful of smaller stores that may be open. Like I was shocked the bakery near my house was open today. I did not expect that on Good Friday. Anthony says, love the Daredevil Born Again series. I missed Karen though. I was never the biggest Karen fan. But the finale made me happy. I was like, oh, because some of these new characters, if you have not watched, mute me for like a minute. I just felt nothing for Heather and Kirsten and Cherry. I just felt nothing for them. And I was just like, am I meant to care about these people? These are meant to be like deep relationships of Matt. I'm just not feeling it. And I think that's maybe why I really enjoyed like the finale and sort of the characters that were there. Yeah, I'm so keen to see where season 2 goes. And it was funny because like I was looking at these people in Matt's world and like wanting to care about them. And then I found that like the only relationship I really cared about was like Wilson and Vanessa. That's how you have to say it. You have to go, Vanessa. You can't just say Vanessa. You have to say it like you're Wilson Fisk. Vanessa. I cared about that interpersonal relationship more than Matt's, which I thought, well, that's a flaw in the show. But I feel confident that that's going to improve. So yeah, very positive signs for season 2, which I think is next year, which is nice because I'm pretty sure I heard 2026. So I'm hoping it's not too, long of a wait till we get more Daredevil. Ash is here. What up, plastic crackheads? Not much, Ash. How are you? Happy Friday. I'm so encouraged that Hot Toys is giving opportunities to more customizers. Collaboration is better than a cease and desist. 100%. Like, I agree. And I think you have so many like artists out there. Like, why not tap into that? As I said, even with full team creation, like I said to Oscar, like mate, go across the road, show them these awesome dioramas you're doing. Given Hot Toys is doing more interesting display bases, like there'd be so many people that could contract to them that they could tap into. Because yeah, the Scarecrow head sculpt looks amazing, and I can picture, particularly because you're getting the 3 head sculpts, some people using the unmasked one to kit bash other characters because it's so good. It's so good. A lot of figures stand behind you. What custom figures are you going to get? I'm assuming that's a question to me. I haven't bought a full custom figure in a while, to be honest. I try to make my own kit bashes if I can. So as far as custom figures go, God, I don't even know you can see them. There's a couple of, let me just hide the comment. There's a couple of Arrow figures here that I got from a company called Rise Collectible Toys many years ago, when Arrow was in its early seasons and no one was really making figures from the series. So they're probably the only fully custom figures I have. As I said, I try to give things a go myself, and I'm actually trying to think of what my next kit bash project can be. I'm in the process of, I'm going to do a body swap on my Topo John Wicks because the bodies Topo use are just not great. Like, that ankle connection is horrible. And trying to pose my 2 kit bash John Wicks with the Hot Toys one just felt impossible. So I've got 2 spare John Wick bodies on the way, and I'm looking forward to doing that. I did my Nurse Joker as well. That's probably my most recent kit bash. But yeah, I haven't bought a lot of custom figures because I'll be honest, like, they're expensive, and I don't know. Like, I think it would have to be a really significant character for me to do it. Like, if someone was doing like a custom Okoye that looked the goods, I need that for my A4, something like that I'd consider. But some of the customs where it's a Hot Toys figure but swap out 35 parts, like, I'm kind of not interested in doing that. So that's just me. Lamington, is that like a Wellington? No, very different. A Lamington is a you often find them at bakeries. So it's a piece of sponge cake. So think of like a rectangle piece of sponge cake, and it's like coated in like a chocolate icing and then rolled in coconut. So delicious, soft, like sponge cake, nice chocolate icing all the way around it, the coconut. And then if you fancy, you might cut it in half and put jam and cream. So no, it's very different to a Wellington. You might have a Lamington after a Wellington, although I feel like a Lamington's more something you'd have for morning tea. But You do you. You have your Lamington whenever you want. Oh, Benny, I got Darkseid, Galen Urso, and one Cherry Blossom Stormtrooper. I burnt half my travel fund. Oh, good on. I'm glad you got some of the exclusives. Well done, you. Because Lord knows people were stocking up. I've got some photos. Because I was just looking at photos of people standing next to 50 figures going, oh, these are clearly not all for your personal collection. So, lol. Vanna is Wheel of Fortune. Okay, cool. I knew she was in one game show. I just couldn't remember. Helen should start every stream with a Tim Tam Slam. I mean, maybe I should. I'm like, am I just like a food blogger now? Maybe I can just talk about. Maybe it's what I should do when there's Star Wars. I just have food chat with Helen. That can be how I get through it. What I don't understand is why they don't have Star Wars Celebration a couple weeks later over May 4th. Seems like a no-brainer. I have no idea, Kate. Like, that to me would make sense. Because isn't it May 4th and then Revenge of the 5th? Like, why not do it then? But as I said, I was just very taken aback that, like, you've just had weeks of announcements for Celebration and people are like, where are the May 4th announcements? And I was like, oh my God. Stop it. You're all being ridiculous. Dr. No, good evening, Helen. Happy Easter. Always appreciate your live streams. Well, thank you. Appreciate you for coming by. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fun Friday. Pop culture code Easter. Yes, it is. But as I said, if something's discounted, you do not get the 20% off, which is what bummed me out because I was like, right, I couldn't think of anything else I wanted. And then I thought maybe this is the time I get Kane. Because they discounted him by like $30, which is nothing. 20% discount did not apply to him, so no Kane for Helen at this point in time. Mike says, yeah, I tried to use the discount code on another piece, but I ran into the same problem. The piece I was looking at was on sale. That's probably the only time I was ever upset about a sale. Look, I can get it because, as I said, they have a lot of figures that they've got for like $1.99 Australian or $2.99 Australian. Like, that is very cheap for Hot Toys figures. So I can get when they're so heavily discounted going, we're not going lower than this. Because, you know, a $1.99 figure, like if you're then adding 20% off, like you're down to like $160. That's why I said I don't even know if they're making money on it at that point. But as I said, to discount something by like $30 and then that's not eligible, I'm like, oh, I don't even know why they discounted it. Like, it released and then it felt like a couple weeks later they just discounted it randomly by $30 and it made no sense to me whatsoever. Not in the spirit of the hobby. Is that about pop culture? Maybe. I was very bummed because I just looked through all the Hot Toys items and I was like, there's literally nothing else I want to buy. So it was a bummer. Luminara's here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Lumi. How are you? Happy Friday. Thank you for coming by. We've got people having a chat with each other. That's awesome. I'm having a sour cream donut with a double, which is coffee with double cream and double sugar. Okay, so this is where I have to admit, the algorithm keeps showing me videos of this American dude at Donut King making coffee orders for people. And I find it so alarming, the amount of syrups and sugars and cream that people put. Like, they order an iced coffee and it's like, okay, and they want 17 sugars and 11 pumps of caramel and 3 pumps of toasted white chocolate and like 12 creamers. And like, the guy's got the cup. And by the time he puts all the sugary stuff in and like the ice and the cream, he's literally got like a centimeter for coffee. And I'm like, this is not coffee, friends. This is not coffee, but that's a tangent and that's fine. This is what this stream is now. I do love a donut though. Donuts are good. I don't know that I've ever had a sour cream donut though. Yeah, I don't do sugar in coffee or tea. I don't know. I just don't like the taste of it. Like, I love sugar, don't get me wrong, but just not in my hot drinks. No Tim Tam Slam this week. No. Helen can't be trusted with Tim Tams. But I want to know, did anybody go out and buy some Tim Tams last week? If you did, let me know. What did you find? Did you Tim Tam Slam? What did you think of my recommendation? Let me know. Hello, Raymond. DC and Marvel are at a standstill with the crappy woke movies of Marvel and DC. Waiting if the James Gunn Superman takes off or bombs, so it makes sense we get more Star Wars than usual. Well, look, I can understand that the movies have not been great of late, but I think there's enough source material that even from like a Hono perspective, you could be doing some comic-inspired Batman stuff. Even from Hot Toys, like I just think Batman has so many amazing characters. Not everyone needs the figures to be based on an actor, so why not go to that well? Like you've given us these comic-inspired Iron Man and artist impression Iron Man. Like Batman is a huge character. Why not give us some more stuff in that space? There's so many, like I've said with Hono, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think would be a complete no-brainer. Like Batman the animated series would have been a complete no-brainer. Like I think there's enough source things, or maybe not TV or movie properties. Like you could go to that well and produce things that I think people would be interested in. I know so many collectors that would love quarter scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm one of them. So I just think there's other things that could get made. Helen, I'd thought of you today. Would you want Star Wars Celebration Down Under, and would you go? No and no. Actually, I should go and buy 50 figures to flip like a lot of people did. No, I would not go. God, looking at the queues of that event in Japan was stressful enough to me. I would definitely not go. Have no interest. Batman Collectibles Evening, Helen. Thank goodness I'm a Batman collector. Well, I mean, I feel like that sometimes. I'm like, maybe it's a blessing that the things I like don't tend to get a lot of things made from. Like my wallet can be marked safe a lot of times. Daredevil 10 out of 10, yeah. I think it came home really strong. All the grocery stores closed today in Canada. Oh, okay, not just Australia. Good to know. Season 2 of Daredevil, Rosario Dawson, aka the Night Nurse possibility. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if she's too although it's all Disney now, isn't it? Maybe. Helen, it sounds like you have a sore throat. Sorry. Look, I don't pretend I've got the most melodic voice in the world. I'm just tired, I think. I really should have had a nap or a coffee this afternoon, and I did neither. So this is going to be it's going to be interesting. Actually, Hot Toys collaborated with the customizer on their Artisan Joker. Interesting. I love Arrow. I wanted an Arrow movie with that actor. He would kill it. Yeah, I loved Stephen Amell. I really liked him as the Green Arrow. I really liked Grant Gustin as the Flash as well. And I just thought it was such a shame that DC just wanted to keep everything very separate, because I think had you incorporated Stephen and Grant into some of the movie stuff, perhaps, like they would have brought a lot of fans with them. But I also just really disliked how they were like, no, the Arrowverse is separate to what's happening in the movies. But then so many characters that were in the show, like they had the Suicide Squad in Arrow before the movie. And then it was like, sorry, you can't have them because they're now in a movie. And it's like, but if they're separate, why can't Arrow still have them? So it was a shame. DC, I feel like, cuts off their nose to spite their face sometimes. But yeah, I like the comment earlier. I'm hoping this James Gunn Superman movie can be the start of something good. Let's hope. But Arrow is a show that was so under merchandise. Like all of these figures I have, like down here, like custom, third party, like Captain Cold and Heatwave, I kit bashed. Yeah, so little. Like I would have loved like a Malcolm Merlin Dark Archer. I would have loved like a Deathstroke, a Prometheus. We got nothing. Oh man, between Tim Tams and now Lamingtons, I wouldn't recognize my waistline if I was to live in Australia. Yeah, and the hot cross buns, because it's all about hot cross buns at the moment, which I think are in the UK, but only some parts of America. You're not wrong about all the add-ons in coffee over here in the US. Personally, you can't go wrong with an espresso with a hint of Sambuca. Oh God, I do not like the flavor of Sambuca, not gonna lie. But yeah, I just, like, when I was in the US last year and just looking at like the menu at Starbucks and listening to what people were ordering, and so often I'd just be standing in the queue and listening to the person in front of me, and I'd be like, oh, like, honey, you're ordering a cup of sugar. Like, you're not ordering coffee. This is not coffee. This is like a milkshake. Like, what are you doing? Howdy all. I'm on the lookout for Tim Tams. Well, I don't know where you are, but if you're in America, Target and Amazon may be your friend. Oh, sorry. If you don't mind me asking, Helen, what body did you use to kit bash Joker? Because I might have a go. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you too. The Nurse Joker. I used the goodness. What's it called? I'm pretty sure it's the World Box body. I think it's the AT20 Pro that has the seamless forearms. So I got that from 1/6 Kit because I wanted to use a seamless body, but then no Joker head sculpts were necklace, and it was going to be a problem. So then I went, I'll get the one with the seamless wrist because it's one less visible joint. Because the elbows and the knees were visible, but then the way I sort of posed it, I've sort of bent the elbows to hide that. But there is a version that has just normal wrist pegs. So if like seamless wrists are not a big deal to you, you can get that. I'm pretty sure World Box AT20 Pro was the seamless wrist version. But if you can't find it, flick me a message, and I'm on Instagram, and I can send you a link to what I bought from Kit. So I thought that was a good size because, like, I'm not going to lie, like the seamless bodies are a bit bulky for Joker. But as I said, I was trying to get that seamless look for the Nurse Joker, and not finding a Joker head sculpt without a neck was the challenge. What about Tim Tam and coffee? Yeah, no, Tim Tam and coffee. I've got absolutely no objection to Tim Tams and coffee. That's really sneaky of pop culture for doing that. Also, it seems like the price fluctuates for US customers based on the exchange rate. There are still some decent deals out there. Yeah, at one point, the Aussie dollar, I think when those tariff things were first announced, I think we went down to 59 cents US. So the Aussie dollar's been struggling. We were probably around 65, and then it went down to 59. I think it's gone up to 63, but it's still very low, which is not fun. Not fun for people like me who, wanting to buy from places like 1/6 Kit and all that. Like, that's all US dollars, and the exchange rate is a little bit painful right now, which absolutely sucks. First world problems though, right? Yomo, hello. Well, hello to you. Red Wolf, my favorite part of your stream is the opening when you put your hands up and say hello. Makes me smile. Keep up the great work. I have to catch you on the replay tomorrow. Have a great day. I don't know why I do it. I press go live and you have to wait a bit. And then when it kicks in, I feel like it's like, hey, we're live. And that's just become my little signature greeting, which is not professional probably, but I pretend that I know what I'm doing. But thank you for stopping by and leaving a comment, Red Wolf. I hope you enjoy the replay when you get to watch it. Appreciate it. Do you know what's really funny, guys? Last week's stream was almost 3 hours, and I feel like my mega streams get more watches than my 2-hour streams, which just doesn't seem like that. Seems in my mind to be really? Why do the longer streams get more views? I don't understand. Don't worry, your AUD may end up higher than the USD in a few months. Oh my God, that happened once. I feel like it was the early 2000s where the Aussie dollar was stronger than the US dollar, and that was a beautiful time to be alive and be doing online shopping. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I even if we could get back into the 75 to 80 range, that would be nice. I'm not too needy, am I? My wife is going to be here soon, so I might have to catch the rest of this on replay. It's on to the Easter festivities. We make this traditional soup that's like an egg dumpling soup with potato. Oh, that sounds cool, Aaron. My family is of Greek descent, and tomorrow I'll be helping my mum bake a special Greek Easter bread, but also she makes a special Easter soup as well, which is has like lamb shanks and rice. It's delicious. So enjoy your festivities and have a lovely Easter. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. Guys, should we do the Star Wars? Should we do the Star Wars? My tea's getting cold because I talk too much. God. It's quite cool here this evening. So I was looking forward to a hot cup of tea, and it's when you take 40 minutes to intro your stream and talk to people, tea goes cold. Fun fact. I probably should get some kind of a thermos cup. I know we're all here because I love autistic scale, but there's nothing like food. I agree. I clearly love food. I'm not the skinniest person in the world because food is delicious, not going to lie. And I'm very lucky because in Australia, being such a multicultural country, there's so much different food and cuisines and things like that. We really are very spoiled for choice. Yeah, so it's probably another thing that's part of my downfall. Bring on Miss Allison. Look, Miss Allison may try to cancel me after what I'm about to do, guys, because when I told her I'd compromise and talk about the Star Wars celebration, I'm 100% sure this is not what she had in mind. I think that's in relation to my cup of my favorite GIF ever. Guys, my tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why I got out of bed at all. I mean, it's kind of like that. I do like a good cup of tea, not going to lie. Tea is delicious. So, guys, what are we going to do to recap Star Wars Celebration? I'm so glad you asked. Let me put the slides on screen. Blue Tattoo. Hey, Blue, how you doing? Happy Friday. Happy Easter. What do you think about boba bubble tea? Oh, my God. I really like bubble tea. And I have to limit how often I have it because I know some of them that I like are very sugary. I do love like a lychee green tea, delicious. But also I like to keep Asian teas on hand in my house, so I kind of do iced versions of things like oolong tea or brown rice green tea. Because then they don't have the sugar. Because again, I don't tend to add sugar to drinks. So, but then when you're at bubble tea, you're like, oh, in for a penny, in for a pound. All the sugar, all the jellies, all the pearls, all the things. And bubble tea shops are everywhere in Australia. My neighborhood, bubble tea shops are like what Starbucks is in the US in my neighborhood. And we almost have this running joke, when something closes down and someone will be on Facebook, oh, I saw this shop close down. What do you think it's going to be? We're all like bubble tea. And often it is. So no, I do like it. I like, as I said, yeah, I like so many different kinds. I don't get the milky ones often, I'll be honest, but a jasmine or a brown rice or oolong or the fruity ones are really good too. I do love bubble tea. As I say, it's freaking everywhere near where I live. There's no shortage of bubble tea places. I'm pretty sure you could talk about pretty much anything and we would still tune in for it. Appreciate you guys because, yeah, I mean, God knows where these streams go sometimes. Even last week, I was like, dude, you're just eating biscuits and you expect people around the world to watch you eat biscuits. But apparently... oh my God, yes, bring on the Anakins. Anyone getting the Blitzway quarter scale version? Probably Miss Allison. She might get it. Bobby Dillon, what are you doing? Oh, Bobby is the nicest guy in collecting. I I pretty much think any money I'm earning from YouTube is like Bob Dylan gifting people channel memberships. So Bob, you're too kind. Appreciate you. Always so kind. Lots of people just thanking Bob for the generous dude that he is, because he is the nicest guy in collecting. Seriously. All right. So, as we know, I don't do the Star Wars. I don't know the Star Wars. And we just talked about all this stuff 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to celebrate Celebration by not talking about Star Wars. But that wasn't an option in my house because Miss Allison had a meltdown. And when Miss Allison is not happy, I cannot be happy because she won't let me be happy. This is my life. So how do I appease Darth Allison, but also not suffer through having to rediscuss the same Star Wars things I just discussed? I present to you what I'm calling Celebration in 60 seconds. I am going to recap all of the Star Wars Celebration figures in 60 seconds. And if you don't believe me, I have a timer on my mobile phone that I'm setting for 1 minute. I'm going to talk about all these things in 1 minute. And when that minute is up, we are done. I will not talk about them any further. I will talk about all the reseller buying shenanigans stuff. We'll talk about that. But these figures, this recap, it's going to be in 60 seconds. I'm going to have a quick mouthful of my tea before it goes stone cold. And I'm setting a timer. Star Wars Celebration in 60 seconds. I love a good cup of tea. 60 seconds. I don't know if you guys can see that. The timer is on. 1 minute. I'm starting. This is Anakin. I thought it was Anakin. It's apparently Darth Vader apprentice version. I hope he's going to be Anakin with the good hair for my mental health. This is battling version Darth Vader. Pew pew. This is Darth Maul in his Scarecrow era with the freaky finger horns that I don't particularly care for. This is Grogu in a bag. Don't wear Grogu in a bag, because if people touch your Grogu, you're not going to have a good time. This is Sleepover Stormtrooper. He's at someone's grandma's house with beautiful 70s curtains. This is Galen Erso. I don't know what a Galen Erso is, but apparently this is the first time we're getting a Galen Erso. So, yay, Galen Erso. I don't know what this thing is. It gives me Streets of Rage 3 vibes. It's from Ahsoka. These vehicles are never getting made. This is never getting made. This might get made because cos baby. Can you hear that alarm? 60 seconds, boom. We're done. Star Wars Celebration recap in 60 seconds. I'm done. I cannot talk about these same things that I just talked about a couple weeks ago again. Bob is the Easter Bunny today. Bob is like Santa Claus every day because he's always like gifting memberships and gifting people stuff. He's the nicest guy in collecting. I 100% believe that. Kyle Goodwin's here. Thumbs up. Hey, Kyle. How you doing? Happy Friday. 60 seconds talk about Whiplash. I don't muck around, Mike. I do not muck around. I feel like we're getting the first grade description of Star Wars. You're getting the Helen description of Star Wars because I cannot do this again. That were the funniest 60 seconds. Well, thank you. Well done. You're welcome. I'm getting some laughing. Great. That was hilarious clipping that. You are welcome to. Accurate recap. Thank you. I do my best. Oh my God, please clip this segment and post it as a YouTube short. It will go viral. Look, I can only imagine how much people will hate on me because Lord knows when I did Collectors Unite with Christian and Joelle, there were people that would like tune in and then complain that they liked Joao, but my presence was upsetting them because I didn't want to watch Star Wars. And one guy who kept insisting, you just need to watch the first 6 movies. Just give them a go. And then if you watch 6 movies and you don't like it, then I'll respect your opinion. And I'm like, sir, who are you? Who are you to tell me to watch 6 movies? Go away. I've been invited to be on this stream. If you don't like it, no one's compelling you to watch. Mute when I talk. You're totally allowed to do that. Or just don't watch. Felt like I was there. I mean, I try to make it an immersive experience. This might get made because Baby. Well, I mean, because seriously, like, they make so many Babies. And they're not making this. They're not making that. If they make a vehicle, it's going to be this Baby vehicle. 5,000%. I'm a gambling woman. I would put money on this getting made before any other realistic vehicles. 100%. People laughing. Love the grumpy subscriber voice. Well, I mean, I don't know who I'm impersonating. This is just how I hear people's voices in my head. Watch 6 movies, the audacity. But seriously, this guy was like, I challenge you. And I'm like, you challenge me? What? Go away, respectfully. Go away. You got to love the Aussie girl. What's not to love? Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't love that I don't love Star Wars, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Do you want to know what I don't particularly love? People flipping figures. This was a bit of fun because did Helen go looking for Star Wars Celebration stuff? No, I didn't. But did I find it? Yes. I found this guy, an Aussie. He was really wanting to sell the spare Anakin he got at the convention. And it was really funny because he posted this on international groups and I'm guessing didn't like the reception he got. So then he posted in an Australian Facebook group that he was going to do everyone the favor of selling his spare apprentice Darth Vader, whatever this is, Anakin with the good hair is what I'm going to call him. We hope good hair. Please, for the love of God, have good hair because I cannot. $2,200 Australian, which is like $1,400 US. And then I laugh because it only took like 4 laughing emojis and someone jokingly going, is this Hong Kong prices? For this dude to delete his post. So guess he wasn't getting the reception he thought. He thought he was going to get a quick sale. He's going to post it to you directly from Japan because he doesn't want the excess baggage. Oh, please, no one buy this. So you have to cut that thing back to Australia. It would crack me up. So he went to Marketplace. I guess where people couldn't laugh, emoji react to him trying to sell this Anakin for what would be, I don't know, maybe 3 times what he paid for it. And this is what I'm really surprised about because I thought typically Hot Toys only allowed you to buy 1 figure per person at these events. But obviously this time around, they're letting you get 2, which really surprises me. And this is where I sometimes wonder, like they just don't care about this whole reseller thing. I just don't think they do. Like, I really have to question, like, outside of, like, the Hong Kong market, do they really care that these things are getting sold for 3 times the price? Not really. And I'm just not a fan of this situation where these things become so hard to get that people are trying to flip them for, like, 2 to 3 times what they paid for. It's crazy to me. Flipple, aka the Mad Hatter, is a real person, great YouTuber. Oh, I don't know who that is. The Star Wars fans here have come to a place of acceptance. We know better than to challenge Darth Allison. Well, I mean, she fights dirty, Darth Allison. Howdy, folks. Howdy, Clinton Martin. How are you? Happy Friday. $2,000. What the hell? No. Yeah, no. So $2,100 plus $100 to cover the fees. $2,200. Like, bro's not even left the con, and he's already like posting up around Facebook trying to sell this, which is crazy. The whole thing is super cynical. Yeah, it was a per person limit. I know Clinton, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it really surprised me because normally at conventions it's one per person, and they had so many exclusives. And as I said, I don't know these people, but I didn't have to look very far to find these photos. And you can't tell me that these are all for people's personal collections. And this is what gets me. Like, you've got the guy in the previous photo. He's not even left the con, and he's trying to sell his Anakin with the good hair for like 2 to 3 times the cost. And then you've got people literally sitting there with just dozens of figures. So given how limited it was and given how many people were at that con, it really surprises me that they didn't maintain that one per person limit, because I'm 100% sure I'm bringing my friend's cousin, my friend's cousin's girlfriends, boyfriends, cats, auntie. Like, let's all go and line up and get 2 per person and just go and flip them. And as I said, like, that's the world we live in. But it really bums me out because back in the day, I'm going to sound old. Like, I remember a time when I could actually buy SDCC exclusive items in collectible stores in Australia, because collecting hadn't become this mainstream thing where people were like, oh my God, let's go to this event and buy all the Anakins with the good hair, and then we can like sell them on Marketplace for like triple the price. Like, I remember like DC Collectibles used to do 6 scale statues, and for SDCC one year they did the Henry Cavill Superman in the black suit from that dream sequence, limited edition statue, and I saw it and thought, wow, that's beautiful. I'm never going to get it. And then I remember a couple months later, collectible store in town, they got 2 of them. And you know what I did? I bought one for my collection. I didn't go, oh my God, let me buy both and chuck one on Marketplace at triple the price. It's just really sad to me that's like just the way people are with this stuff. It really is. Like, you see it with sneakers, PlayStations, everything, concert tickets. And I'm just that person who, I'm like, if I'm not interested in it, like, I just don't see the point in buying it to like flip it. I'd rather someone who wants it actually get it for like a decent price. It just really, I just wish Hot Toys would think of a better way to distribute exclusives. Like, sure, have some at the events, but why can't we then have allocations per region where people get a fair chance? It's not just, okay, you've got to be in Japan, in Hong Kong, or an American that can buy from Sideshow. Mike says, so that's what I don't get. It's limited. Why aren't they limiting purchases to 1 per person? That's what I don't get, Mike. And I feel like in previous events, it was 1 per person, but this time it seemed to be 2. And as I said, I opened up Facebook and there was photos galore to be seen of people with their truckloads of figures. Yep, and then you have people that really want it, and you have people like that. So that's my thing. Like, so many people would want these, and you get forced to go to resellers. So this is where, like, I'm really starting to question, like, Hot Toys care factor for international collectors. I don't know that it's there. The one on the left is Spice Runner. That stack there is Jeremy Cars's haul. Oh, really? Is he buying stuff for Jeremy, the guy on the right, is he? I didn't know who he was. I just saw this photo come up on my Facebook feed and I was like, that's about 50 figures that he's got. And I can't think they're all for his collection. So, okay. Well, I mean, what do you say? I heard there was a group of people who bought 2 each to obtain a boatload of copies. Well, I mean, and successful. And this is what gets me. Like, the queues for that event were insane. So I don't get why you would make it 2 per person. Like, you're making it easy for these resellers to just stock up and real collectors miss out, which really bums me out. Yeah, me and 479 of my friends are here to buy our Anakins. Makes no sense. Yeah, no, we're going to get 2 each and get the whole day's allocation worth. And this is why I'm so happy this didn't happen with Battle Damage Deadpool. Well, to be fair, they have to pay to get into Star Wars Celebration. Well, I mean, they're charging 2 to 3 times what they paid for these figures. Like, how much is a ticket to the con? Like, I don't know. Like, I know how much a ticket to a convention in Australia costs, but I appreciate Star Wars probably has a markup. But for the money they're making, they're still coming out on top. Like, look at these two on the left and all those Anakins they've got. Like, one ticket to get 2 Anakins to sell for 3 times the price. Like, they're not losing out here. Wait a minute, Spice is picking up that many. No way. Okay, I didn't even know who this guy was. You guys all seem to know who he is. In all fairness, if you think someone is going to pay to attend an exclusive event, wait in line of hours to buy a figure to sell your copy at retail, you're dreaming. Oh, I know that. I'm not expecting that. But I'm saying, isn't it sad that this is like people's mentality now, that we can't just have people who just buy stuff because they want it? It's that mindset of, oh my God, exclusive things. I'm going to go buy up as many as I can, flip them, and make $1. Like, it didn't used to be like that. And I feel like because collecting has become more mainstream, because I've had people like say to me, oh, what hot toys should I buy to kind of sit on and sell later? And I'm like, this is not like an investment. Like, buy things because you want to collect them and you want them to keep. Don't buy them because you're like, oh my God, a Stan Lee figure, he's old. If I get that and he passes away, like, I'm going to sell that and retire. Like, this is the mindset some people have, and I just don't understand. The middle pick looks like they're stocking the shelves. I don't know. I got no idea. No, he was not buying for Jeremy Kaza, just a photo op. I don't know. Helen, they had to pay to get into SDC. Oh, have to pay to get into SEC and only bought one. It's about common decency. But that's what I'm saying, Cheeria. Like, I feel like at other events, they do limit it to one per person. And I'm really, like, not understanding why for this. They were like, no, you can get 2. Like, if you're only having, is it 1,500 copies of Anakin at the convention? I don't think many people were just buying one if they could buy 2. They're going to be like old mate on the Aussie group going, sweet, I'm going to get a second one and try to pay for my airfare to Japan. As I said, I totally get it. They can do this. It's within their rights. They want to do that. That's their decision. I don't have to like it, though. And this is what I'm saying. I feel sad that whenever things come out like this, whether it's sneakers, whether it's figures, where it's a PlayStation, that this has become the new mentality that people have. I've got no interest in this, concert tickets, whatever it is, but I know this is popular, so I'm going to buy it. I'm going to sit on it, and then I'm going to try to flip it because, you know, it's Christmas time and some poor sucker's going to want to buy this PS5 for their kid, and I'm going to make bank. So again, I get they're within their rights to do it. We don't have to like it. And for me, if I really wanted this, I would just be like, I'm not giving this dude $2,200. This is insane. It's the ticket to the sold out event and potential cost for travel and lodging to Japan. In regards to who, Keith? It's not so much mainstreaming as it's lucrative. Helen, still sad though. But this is the thing, 14. Like, I feel like you go back sort of 10 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer, when collecting wasn't this mainstream thing. And this is where I think things like Funko Pops have made collecting so much more mainstream. That before then, you had a chance to pick up some of this stuff at the event. Like, SDCC stuff didn't always sell out at SDCC. Like, I bought SDCC statues and pop vinyls from collectible stores here in Perth. Perth's like one of the most isolated capital cities in the world. Now you've got absolutely zero chance of that happening. Everyone's got that mindset. 1,500 times 500 equals, wow, $750,000 for Hot Toys easy money. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're doing. And it's the hard thing, because I know some people are saying, like, vote with your wallet, don't buy it. But I know for some people, like, they'll have the means and they'll go, no, I need it. And this is where it's like, if these people got these things and either weren't able to sell it at the premium or like didn't make the big profit they thought, it might stamp it out. But I know this is wishful thinking on my part. I know that's not how the world works. Hi, Helen, you are totally correct. Thank you, Randall. If I was there, I would 100% get 2 of each and sell the copies, probably to my friends, but at a decent price, could possibly pay for some of the trip. See, I mean, but I could understand that a bit more. If you were going, I got this for a friend, and I've said, look, I had to wait in a queue for 3 hours, so I paid this, and I'm charging you this little bit extra to cover my time. I could get that. But, like, dude, here's, like, bought this, and he's still at the con, and he's listing it for, like, $1,400 US. Like, didn't this sell for around, I'm thinking it was, like, 5 or a little bit under 500 US? Like, that's almost triple the price, and dude hasn't even left the venue yet. $1,500 means fairness should govern, 1 per person, so potential legit collector at least has a chance to get this. And that's what I think. Like, you're just making it easier for these resellers. Because they probably thought, okay, it's 1 per person, I'm bringing 10 people with me. Oh, happy days, we can get 2. Get 2 of everything. Um, 100% Sydney one fake. The dude's in he's in Tokyo at the moment, Ash. He even says that. Like, he's like, I want to post this to you from Tokyo because I don't want to have to bring this back home to Australia. And I'm like, I hope you have to bring this back home to Australia because I'm hoping no one is going to pay you for this. Who wants to pay someone else's trip to Japan? 100%. I wouldn't. And it's funny because when I was in Hong Kong, like I was talking to some non-collective friends and I was telling them how cheap things were in Hong Kong. And some of them said to me, oh, why don't you get stuff and like sell it when you get back home? And I'm like, that's just not how my mind is geared. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. And I just went, actually, I'll get something to do as a channel like giveaway, which I did with the pins. But people not even in collecting going, oh, if they're so much cheaper there, like you could buy extra stuff and sell it when you get home. And I'm just like, I absolutely cannot be bothered with this. But I'm the same. Like you want to pay for this dude's airfare to Japan? I don't. For 2,200, just get it made custom for you, sheesh. Yeah, 2,200 is Australian. But yeah, 1,400 US. That's crazy to me. And it's funny because I saw one post where this guy got 1 of each. And he's like, I got my exclusive, so happy. And then people were having a go at him for not buying extras. And I'm going, no, this is the guy we should applaud for not being selfish. By going, you know what? I want these 2 figures. I bought 1 of each. I could have bought 2, but I've thought, I've just gone, nah, this is what I need. Like, they're the kind of people we should be going, well done you for giving someone else who really wanted this a chance to get it. Rather than, oh, I can't believe you didn't get a second one. Oh, what were you thinking? Seriously. Not saying it's right, but it's hate the game, not the player. No, I agree. But I hate that's what we're like now as society. That so many people are just wired like this. It's such a shame, as I said. Like, they are well within their rights to do it. I'm well within my rights to not like what they're doing. And I choose not to support things like this. Unfortunately, most enjoyable hobbies eventually get ruined by outsiders speculating and trying to exploit the real fans' enthusiasm. Yeah, 100%. It's a shame. You're 100% correct. Thank you. I love when people tell me I'm correct. I like to think I'm right about a lot of things, but guys, that's enough about Star Wars Celebration. I hope you enjoyed my Celebration in 60-second recap. What a treat that was for everyone, no doubt. Let's talk about some other stuff, because you know what? There's going to be so many streams talking about the Star Wars, and if you need a Star Wars fix, that's where you're going to go. Everybody is all about the Bully Maguire at the moment. Hang on, I've just got one more comment. It's up to the collecting community to realize it's just a toy and not buy at the reseller price. I bet there's a bunch of old sculpted hair dark side Anakins being sold at decent prices now. That's the thing, 14. Like, if people don't buy these at the crazy markups, it will make people rethink this behavior. But FOMO is real, and there are people that will pay the price to get it. And that's the issue. They obviously find enough people willing to do that, and it's easier said than done. Like, if it was something Dark Knight and super exclusive, would I be tempted? I don't know, maybe. But then I don't think I would pay $2,200 for like one figure. I really don't think I would. Oh, it was your birthday, 14 Wellington. Well, many happy returns to you. Hope you had a lovely birthday. Hope you did something fun. Guys, Bully Maguire. All the third-party companies want you to be happy and making you suits for Bully Maguire. This is the offering from Topo. So Topo has shown, I'm guessing this is probably not the Hot Toys head sculpt, because they love to show their figures with very expensive custom head sculpts that are not something that you can easily buy, because as I discussed in my recent review of their Dark Knight Rises suit, all their promo photos for that used a $2,000 US head sculpt, which is not what most people would be using, which is a Hot Toys head sculpt. So don't know what sculpt this is, but they have shown their black suit for Tobey. It's interesting. Kento has a version as well. I'll show you some pictures of that. With Topo, the thing to be mindful of, their bodies are more the proportions of newer Hot Toys figures. I don't know what the proportions of the Tobey Spider-Man figure is like, but do keep that into account. Also keep into account they use some pretty horrible bodies. So these dancing poses with the feet, I don't know how achievable they're going to be, because I really struggled with my John Wick figures getting the feet and the lower body to pose well, because those ankle pegs just don't even sit in the body properly. Like, those feet come out if you look at them the wrong way. So something to be mindful of, but we have choice. We love choice. Kento Studio is also doing their version. I have to go back and say, I don't know if this jacket will have articulation, because they're showing this jacket curved up. Will there be a wire? Won't there be a wire? I don't know. But with the Kento version, they're showing you that. And with Kento, their bodies seem to be more in proportion with older style Hot Toys bodies. So again, something else to consider depending on how the black suit Tobey scales body-wise. I know from my experience, the Kento body I have with my Bruce Wayne suit, it poses a lot nicer than the Topo one does. As I said, it is a slightly smaller body though. But they're doing a version as well. And I'm sure lots of other people will do versions too. I know Pop Toys has done black suits in the past. But you know what? Like, I think in this time where people are so feeling uncertain because of the tariffs and what does this mean for the cost of figures and can I still collect in the future, this is where, like, I really hope we look at ways to, like, enhance our collecting experience and appreciate what we have. And I did do a video on that some time ago, because I talked about the fact that I knew for myself, I was so focused on buying and what was the next thing I was going to buy and what's my next pre-order, that I'm sitting in a room of like 100 figures and just not appreciating how much I had. And I kind of went on this journey of trying to appreciate what I had more than focusing on what I'm going to get. So I think in this time, it is a really good opportunity to take stock. So I might share that video, reshare it in a post on the weekend. But I think kit bashing is a really cool hobby to do. And so many of us, figures, multiple head sculpts, multiple accessories, you can do some absolutely cool stuff and stuff that is unique just to your collection. So like with this hobby, it's not just all about buying stuff that's new. And this is a great example. And I think we're seeing more and more companies identifying these gaps and providing us with suit sets, which I should also note, actually, people who wanted the Topo Drifter set, I did notice that was back up for pre-order on the Giant Toys website. So if you've got your Pattinson Batman and you want the Drifter outfit for that unmasked head sculpt, Giant Toys did have the reissue for that up for pre-order. I was surprised it was up on the Giant Toys website and not yet 1/6 Kid. But I know there was a few people that had asked me about that Topo set and the reissue and was it still happening. Giant Toys website, if you want to go and secure a copy, Topo Drifter, you can do it there. And then Topo, they're busy. They also have announced that they're doing a suit for Kane, which is interesting. So I know a lot of people preferred this look for Kane over the turtleneck version that Hot Toys has done. So Topo's doing this suit. They're also doing a version with a black shirt, which I think is intended for another character potentially. I did read the name, but I can't remember what the other actor is. So this is another option that's out there. It's funny. I keep asking Topo because since my experience with the DX19 head sculpt and their Dark Knight Rises suit and the ridiculous steps I had to go to make the head sculpt work, I keep asking them when they announce these suits, will it be compatible with the Hot Toys head sculpt? Because they also teased a John Wick 4 suit. So I commented on their post and they ignored me. I think because they don't like my recent review. That's fine. So I private messaged them and I said, hey guys, just wondering, will you make these compatible with the Hot Toys head sculpts? And they said yes. So whether that means better bodies, a proper neck connector, or like they did with the Drifter where they give you a tiny piece of clear plastic, I don't know. But they're telling me it's going to be compatible, and I hope that to be the case. This Kane, it's another situation. This is a custom head sculpt. This is not a Hot Toys head sculpt. You're not getting this with the figure. The suit looks great. I personally hope that the issues I had with my Dark Knight Rises suit are a one-off. Because my concern with Topo is with them trying to produce more things, and I think they're trying to get things out quicker. I'm hoping that the quality won't suffer, because that Dark Knight Rises suit, which is probably the 6th item of theirs that I've bought, it was not of the same quality as the other suits that I had. So I really hope that they're not rushing things out and that the quality is going to suffer, because I'm pretty sure most of us would be happy to wait a little bit longer to know that we're getting the quality of product that we were from them. I also thought it was hilarious that there was someone in the comments complaining that these were not the right glasses. And it's like, what does it matter? You're not getting this sculpt. You're not getting this sculpt in these glasses. They're meant to be black aviators. Dude, you're not getting this. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Some people just can't let it go. Keith says, appreciate what you have, Truth. I often find myself unboxing a new figure, quickly posing it and throwing it to the display without spending any time to appreciate it. That's literally like the intro to my video, because that's what I said. Like, I was the same. I'd get it, I'd unbox it, have it, spend 3 minutes with it, I chuck it in the cabinet, and the next thing you know, I'm thinking about the next thing I want to buy and the next thing I want to buy and the next thing I want to buy. And that's why I really have tried to change my collecting habits. And even just when I get a figure, like making unboxing more of an experience, spending more time posing figures, like even just a figure that has been in my collection for a long time, like taking that out and reposing it. And it's funny because I love the Dark Knight trilogy, don't get me wrong, but my display had been quite stagnant. And then I was like, no, I'm going to redo this display. I'm going to reorganize the shelf. And it went from being a cabinet I didn't really pay much attention to when I came into the room, like I was like, oh, I want to look at my new display. Like, this looks so great. And that's what I find when you take that time to change up a display or repose a figure, it then becomes a thing you want to look at first. So I really just think, like, some of us have been fortunate to be doing this for a long time. And if you're in a room full of collectibles, like, let's take a moment to appreciate, like, how fortunate we are to have what we have. And that's my thing. Like, if this hobby gets to a point where the prices are just, like, unattainable, or I'm like, I'm out, there's still so much in this room that I can appreciate. Like, it doesn't always have to be the new thing. And I think so many people are in this trap of quickly unboxing it, chucking it in a cabinet, and then they don't sit down and really take the time to look at it, enjoy it, pose it, repose it, reconsider their display. There's so much that you can do with all these figures that we have. These suits look very well tailored. Yeah, Topo do some fantastic suits. I've generally been very happy with their outfit set. Compatible can be subjective. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if compatible means clear piece of plastic tubing, because this is what got me. Because with the Drifter, they actually included the connector for the Hot Toys head sculpt and the tubing for the inner head sculpt. And that was like a one-off. And I was really taken aback that with the Bruce Wayne Dark Knight Rises suit, without a connector didn't work. With the connector they'd previously recommended, giraffe neck, it was really, really surprising to me, because I feel like 95% of people that are going to get a suit like this, like, they're going to use it with a Hot Toys sculpt. And even using promo photos with like super rare and expensive like custom head sculpts, like, it's great for your photos, but for collectors, like, I want to see what the Hot Toy sculpt looks like on it, because that's what most of us are going to be using, not this. Do you think maybe they're not using Hot Toy sculpts due to copyright issues? Well, I mean, this is the thing, Anthony. Like, some people use the Hot Toy sculpt, but then sort of make it a bit fuzzy. But you get the sense of how it will look. So the neck, the proportions, and all that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can have your promo photos with an expensive sculpt, but have something that gives us an indication of how will the Hot Toy sculpt work with this. Because I don't think it's unreasonable. Because, like, the DX19, when they were designing that suit, the Dark Knight Rises suit, that was the most recent Bruce Wayne head sculpt. So to not make it compatible with that, to me, just seems like a really big oversight in my mind. Helen, thank you for sharing this sobering perspective. FOMO is such an insidious aspect of the hobby, and it can overshadow the joy and satisfaction of curating a true collection of figures you like. Oh, you're welcome. Same, Helen. If we're forced out of the hobby due to rising cost, I'll be more than happy with what I have. This is the thing. Like, I'm seriously, like, I feel so fortunate that I have all these figures that I have, that I can dedicate like a room in my house to my collection, that I've been able to do this for so long. Like, life's tough out there. Like, seriously, like, I look at the way costs of everything are rising, housing, groceries, electricity bills, everything. So the fact that I'm still able to get stuff, like, it's not lost on me how lucky I am, because there's people like struggling to get by day to day. So yeah, if it reaches that point, and I know for me, I am that kind of collector that I have sort of like thresholds of how much I am or am not willing to spend on a figure. So, you know, the baseline price for Hot Toys figures is already like pretty high here in Australia. So if we reached a stage where like a lot of figures were like close to $1,000 each, I'd be out. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Like, it's not sustainable to me. But like, I have so much already. So as I say, I'm super happy with what I have. Cousin Anthony. Hi, cousin. Did I miss your celebration? We'll be driving home now listening to Snack Time with Helen. Cousin, you missed the best Star Wars recap ever. You got to go back and listen, because it was incredible. It was the best Star Wars recap ever. It was sensational. Everybody loved it. That's me pretending I'm Donald Trump endorsing my recap. But drive safe. Don't text and drive. That's what often would say to you. That's what I'd say to you. And guys, if you haven't checked out Cousin Anthony's channel, figure posing channel, amazing posing, and also 6-scale posing, his group. And this is the thing, talking about like enhancing your collecting experience. Like, learning more about posing and posing figures with like Cousin Anthony is something that has so increased my appreciation. Like Cousin Anthony has taught me so much about the figure bodies and like even sections I didn't really know how much you could move and manipulate. And like I like groups like the posing group that Cousin Anthony has, which I think is 6 scale poses. I love if I've got a figure, I'll go to the group and I'll just search for the character name and I'll see what poses people have done. And I get so much inspiration for my collection. And I save so many poses of going, yep, when I get this figure, that's what I'm going to do, or that's a great idea for that. And even the other day, like Bob Dylan sent me this cool video of someone's Dark Knight collection, and they had an awesome pose for Bane where they were like climbing out of the camo tumbler. And I'm like, oh my God, like I've been looking for a pose for Bane. And I'd said that to Bob. And I was like, this is it. So you even just reposing, you know, and as I said, like for me, like the idea of posing figures with other people felt odd. But it's something I really enjoy because you can get that extra point of view, pointers. Like I've learned so much. Like, and so many of my cool poses that I have in my collection are ones that Cousin Anthony helped me with. So it's definitely and it makes such a difference to your collection. It looks so much better when you have your figures posed well. This year is costly outside of the hobby. I'm almost defo easing my collecting purchases this year. Have about a dozen pre-orders currently, but actively trying to ignore announcements in 2025. Yeah, I can get that, JB. And this is the thing, like even for me, I feel like what I have is more filling in gaps of lines rather than starting new ones. And it's tempting because I've seen like even like the Daredevil that was announced. I'm just like, do I, don't I? I don't have room for it. But it's hard because it's constant. Like almost every day, some company's announcing a figure or an accessory or a diorama. Like it's tough. And I feel like it's becoming really important to, I think, self-curate and really think about like your collecting end game and what do you want from your display or how much room can you give or what can you afford? And then using that to plan back to inform what will you buy, what will you sort of look to add to your collection. Like, I just don't think we're in an era like, you know, years ago when Hot Toys wasn't releasing multiple figures per week and some people would buy everything. But, you know, we're at a scenario now where Hot Toys is probably releasing close to like 100 figures a year. Like, you just can't afford to buy that. Like, I don't really think many of us can. Yeah. So that's Kane from Topo. As I said, I just thought I'd give people a heads up on some of these suit sets. And then Hono Studios, they released their Magneto, and sadly, not a lot of photos of this guy. There was the unboxing video from Figure Hideout, which I think I've said previously. I'm a big fan of having these unboxing videos. I think it gives us a bit of a different view and perspective of the figure. And I thought this looked really cool. Like the suit looks like it's fabric. It articulates really nicely. Like in the video that Figure Hideout did, you could see like he was sort of fully bending the elbows, fully bending the legs. Like articulation was great. I really like the look of this. And I just think X-Men, like comic X-Men, is a line with so much potential. I really hope that Hono does more characters. Like they've done several Wolverines. We've got Magneto. You know, Magneto needs a Professor X, and I'm sure, you know, I don't know if Lumi's still here. I'm sure she'd love a Storm. There's some amazing X-Men characters. So I really hope that this is a line that Hono might do a bit more of, because Hot Toys hasn't really done a lot of X-Men. And I think there would be quite a bit of interest in comic X-Men. And of course there was it X-Men 97 that came out last year? Like, I feel like there's so many things that that the Hono line could tap into. Like, it could be more than just More than just Spider-Man figures. Maybe more than just Marvel. Maybe I'm dreaming, but I would really love Hono to not just be budget Marvel if we can, please and thank you. I also love living vicariously through other collectors equals let's see what Bob's gotten recently. Well, Bob's laughing, but I literally I'm at a stage where I'm like, is there ever a day that Bob doesn't get a mail call? And if that happens, like, does the postman get worried that something's happened to Bob? Bob has an amazing collection with many things. But yeah, and he's always thinking of cool stuff. Like he's always coming up with amazing ideas as well. So I also just love saying all the creative things that Bob does. But it is like you could just live vicariously through Bob. And do you know what that is? That's budget friendly. That's not costing you anything. Just live vicariously through Bob. That's something we can all do. Guys. My secret is work. The mail call piles up and then I churn through it through the week. It doesn't come every day. Oh, okay. There you go. I don't know that I'm generally that patient, although I say that. But when I've been doing my live unboxing, sometimes I've waited a week to open them. So maybe I am a bit more patient with that. But yeah, well, I mean, when you're getting the volumes that you're getting, Bob, because I literally at one point I was like, does Bob get mail on a Sunday? Like, is that a thing in America? Because there was just a constant stream of stuff. But you do you, Bob. Guys, Scarecrow 2.0, the most exciting figure of the week. I don't care about Anakin with the good hair and Sleepover Stormtrooper and Galen what's his chops. We're here to talk about Scarecrow 2.0 because they showed this to us at a convention last year, and many of us Dark Knight fans have been patiently waiting. When is Scarecrow? Why is Scarecrow? What is Scarecrow? Scarecrow. And why not drop Scarecrow in the middle of a Star Wars-centric week? Why not? That's the perfect time in the mind of Howie Chan, Howie Claus, we love him, to drop a Scarecrow figure from Batman Begins. Bob D has a great imagination and is a great friend to the community. 500% Randall. He totally is. He's the one who made me want the She-Hulk Daredevil because I want to copy Walk of Shame Matt Murdock. Like, how does he even think of these things? I never would have thought of that, but it looks freaking awesome. So, guys, I did not think we were going to get this in the middle of Star Wars Celebration, and we are not going to spend 60 seconds talking about Scarecrow. We're going to spend several minutes talking about Scarecrow. Scarecrow 2.0. The 1.0 did come out some time ago. So the 1.0 came out as part of the 10th anniversary of the film, and it came in a 2-pack. So he came with I never remember, is it Demon Batman, Nightmare Batman? But the Batman after he's been sort of intoxicated by Scarecrow, that's the version. They came together in a 2-pack. So the Scarecrow 1.0, very basic figure. You've got sort of the trench coat over the top of the suit. It's kind of sewn in place. You've got a masked head sculpt and some hands. That was pretty much what you got. This is so deluxe by comparison. We are getting so much with this figure. I'm so happy with everything that we're getting. We're getting 3 head sculpts. I thought the days of like this many head sculpts were gone, particularly with the rolling eyes and all that. We don't need to give you multiple head sculpts. Like, this is amazing. Like, you are getting the actor's likeness, which I can imagine Bob's probably planning 35 kit bashes already based on this head sculpt. We're getting the regular masked head sculpt, and we're getting the mask with the worms, and all of them have the rolling eyes. I could have totally pictured a world where the masked head sculpts didn't have rolling eyes, but we're getting 3 sculpts with rolling eyes. Because Howie Claus is spoiling us. Howie Claus is I was not expecting this. Like, I seriously thought one masked head sculpt. Well, even there was a part of me that wondered if we were going to get a masked head sculpt, to be honest. I thought maybe they'd just give him a loose mask to hold, but 3 head sculpts is a great deal for me. I'm stoked. I was honestly surprised to see this actually go up for PO. The head sculpt looks good, especially with the glasses. It certainly does. Well, this is the thing, Mike, because they showed this at a convention last year. A couple of conventions, I think. I think one might have even been in Japan. And that's where they also showed, like, the Howard Potts figure. And this is where I think a few of us wondered, okay, are these things that are going to get made, or are these just random things that they made a prototype of that are never really going to progress? So I think we've been waiting for some time, because I feel like it's been at least 6 months since we saw that first display of the Scarecrow at a convention. And here he is. And he comes with a lot. As I said, the original one just came with hands. This guy, there's a lot to like about it. And I do like that we can actually see the suit. With the other one, there's a suit underneath. You can't really see it. And that's Hot Toys tailoring 10 plus years ago. Like, Hot Toys tailoring has come a long way. I think a lot of 6-scale tailoring has come a long way in that time. I like so much about this. I really like the diorama base, and I'll talk a bit about that in my future slides for a reason. I even like this little smoke effect that we're getting for the hands, because I know with mine, I've got the hands in that kind of pose, but there's nothing. He looks like he's just going, stop, or I'll shoot, or stop, or I'll arrest you. But he's got all the little accessories for his little, what would you call a gas? I guess it's a gas. Like, you've even got the visitor badge for when he's going, like, to Arkham. Like, little details like that just make it a bit more complete. You can see there under the suit, he's got all his little setup there. So good. 3 sculpts and brand new accessories from Millie, and not even a DX. Under 300 surprised me. Yeah, I'm waiting to see how much it's going to be at Pop Culture, because it probably won't be till midweek with all the public holidays till they list the price. But yeah, I was surprised when he told me that, Bob, that was the price for 3 sculpts and everything that we're getting. So I'm hoping if this is around 500 Australian, I would be super stoked. And that's exactly why, Helen, I was figuring this was lost to the graveyard. Yeah, because this is the thing. Like, Kree Captain Marvel says hi. So many figures say hi. And I did wonder, were they like, do they show some of these figures at events to gauge interest? And if people aren't really talking about it, or there's not much buzz online, maybe in Hong Kong, do they then go, oh, nah, they're not really into that. Let's, just send the prototype back to Howard's house. Nothing to see here. But I think there's a lot of people that are interested in this, particularly because the original one, it was in that 2-pack. I know for me, I bought it loose from a collecting group. I was very lucky to find it loose. So I think a lot of people either weren't collecting, didn't want the 2-pack, or as well, like, a lot of third-party figures have done knockoff versions of, like, that Hot Toys one. But this is, like, such a level above that first figure that Hot Toys did. Like, seriously, even just looking at the mask and the paint application, the level of detail, like, I know for me, like, I will totally keep the 1.0, and I will be using one of these masked head sculpts on the 1.0 to give it an upgrade, and then that way I'm not having two sculpts just sitting around. I want it because he appeared in all 3 films, and that Murphy sculpt is fire. He did. He was I think he was pretty much the only one of the few characters, particularly on the villain side of things, that was in all 3 movies for sure. This gives me hope for Humpty Dumpty. Nobody's making MODOK, if that's what you mean, Ash. It's not happening. I'm sorry. It's just not. Those Star Wars things are getting made. Those plain things are getting made before you're getting MODOK. I don't have the 1.0, so this is a definite PO for me. Chuffed with this release. This is... and this is what I'm just like, because it's the 20th anniversary of the film. Might we finally get a licensed Ra's al Ghul? I'd love that. I seriously, and even Lucius, and I know that's probably like a step too far, but like I've got my main Dark Knight display there, and I would love for it to not have third-party figures. Like love to have a proper licensed Ra's, a licensed Lucius. 20th anniversary, guys. Come on, Howie Claus. But this looks great. Like the suit looks very nicely tailored. I love that smoke effect. I love all the little accessories that we're now getting. And the head sculpt. That looks so nice. With the glasses, without the glasses, I think it looks really good. And this is the thing. Like, I love that you can have him, if you've got the 1.0, as the Scarecrow, or you can just have him in the suit holding the mask and briefcase. Like, so many options with this. And that's the thing, because he wasn't always wearing the jacket when he was sort of gassing people. So I like this. I really like this. And I know, like, it's funny, dude in a suit, but I am so excited for dude in a suit. It's not even funny. And I did wonder, probably wishful thinking, I wonder, I'm like going, this is most likely like the Begins 2.0, but there was a part of me going, is this a tease? Might they revisit the Begin suit? I mean, if they're going to do the Begin suit again, for the love of God, cape clips and the other things that people get upset about, please get them right. Because I cannot hear more people complaining about cape clips and things like that. So, as I said, this is probably just them posing and just giving an indicative, hey, like, remember, you can pose him with your Batman. It's great. But there was a moment where I was like, could it be? Are they rethinking? There's so many things I'd like from Begins. Even like Ninja Raz and Bruce as a 2-pack. I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. Never Say Never Homie. Well, I feel pretty confident that MODOK would be so expensive. I think my comparison is like the duck boat. It's like all these people saying they want the duck boat from Batman Returns, and then it's like, but where are you putting a duck boat? And do you know how expensive a duck boat would be? I feel like that's the same with MODOK. Like, really? And I can't think that Ant-Man Quantumania line sold that well. Like, I think Kang potentially sold well. I don't know that Ant-Man and Hope sold that well, or the Wasp, I should say, because they also showed that Cassie figure, and that never got made. So I think that's another one that's going to live at Howard's house just quietly. I don't think MODOK's getting released. Guys, I'm here for any Batman Begins, seriously. But this is what I wanted to talk about, the base, because Hot Toys did make some changes from what we saw at those conventions. And I'm very appreciative of that, because if you look at the photo on the left, you can see that base is essentially the same base that we got with Catwoman and Bane, and they've just put a different backdrop to it, which I was a bit like, lazy. That's kind of not, he wasn't down there in the sewer with Catwoman and Bane. But I do love that they've changed it. So the actual base part of the diorama, they've changed it so it's got this brickwork, so it blends in a bit more with the printed backdrop, which I think works a lot better. And I do love the way it looks. I like that it is a bit of a different diorama. We're getting some metal nameplates, which is nice. I think that's a nice little touch. The one thing that I do think is a bit of a bummer that we're not getting is on the base with the left, you can see they've got like some bats coming out of the background. I would have liked that, but I can understand they are probably giving us a lot more than we had originally anticipated with 3 head sculpts with all these accessories. So we can live with that, the bats. I have to say, the bats are probably the thing I liked about the blue Baleman figure, like the background with the bats. I do think that's cool. The rest of the figure, I don't really know that I have a place for. But I did like the idea that maybe the Scarecrow background would have had the bats. It doesn't. But as I said, I think the improvements they've made to the stand part of this diorama base, I think this was a good move from Hot Toys. I really do think it needed to look different to the Catwoman and Bane bases because they just weren't in the same setting for that to even make sense. Helen, what about Galactus? I literally don't know what that is, Ash. I don't know what a Galactus is. Is that Star Wars? Is that... I don't know. Sorry. Big Rib. Hi, Helen. I know you're getting this. Hello, Big Rib. You are 500% correct. I'm getting this. I'm very excited about this. And as I said, I have the 1.0, but I'm going to use one of these masked head sculpts to give my 1.0 a bit of an upgrade. And I'm very, very excited about that. Guys, Scarecrow, this is a pretty impressive array of things we're getting for dude in a suit. Because sometimes dude in a suit doesn't offer much. But my goodness, we're getting a lot with dude in a suit here. We're getting the head sculpt. We're getting some glasses. We're getting 2 masked sculpts. 3 sculpts with moving eyes. And it looks like you're getting a separate mask as well. I really like the smoke effect. Again, that might be something I use with the 1.0. You're getting the visitor badge for when he goes to Arkham. You're getting a lighter, the torch, hands, the background, the briefcase. You have so many options for how you're going to pose this guy. You can pose him with Batman. You can pose him on his own with Raz. This is so cool. I'm literally trying to, I think I've said this for so long, but I am trying to finalize my display for where the camo tumbler is. And I have been wondering, Bane climbing out of the tumbler, and then maybe I could have Scarecrow, Joker, and Raz. Maybe. Because that's kind of the main villains. I really would love Hot Toys to do a Ra's al Ghul. I really would. Like, the Mars Toys one, don't get me wrong, it's solid. But it's not Hot Toys. And I would really love to not have third-party figures in that shelf. Ash says, Fantastic Four. I have never seen a Fantastic Four movie. Fun fact. I'm interested to go see the new version. I know some trailers dropped, but I don't watch trailers. So I know Pedro's in it because Pedro is in everything at the moment. So that's about all I know. The lighter is cool. Yeah, I feel like, again, that's probably another accessory that's going to be a little bit sought after because we don't often get accessories like a lighter. So little things like that I think are super cool. Did he wear another outfit in the movie? Would be another opportunity for Topo Kento so he could use both sculpts. He probably did. And this is the thing, because the 1.0 version has the sort of straight jacket that's over the top of the suit. But I'm sure he must have had more than one suit in the movie. And I'm sure they probably will look to jump on top of that. I'm just trying to think. Can't really see the suit of the 1.0 from where I am. But I feel like it's I don't know that it's this same grey suit. But I mean, I just think with these companies that are just focusing on suits, one, amazing, because I wish there's such a gap. There's such a gap for things like this. So I do. And I mean, they were all pretty quick to show suits for Tobey Maguire. So maybe they might have a think. But also, this is where, if you have an interest in stuff, express that to them. Because sometimes, you need to have a seed planted to go, actually, are there people who want this? Would people be interested in this? I'm constantly trying to tell Topo to do a Nurse Joker. Will they? I don't know. But I mean, I feel like you don't ask, you don't get, and you got absolutely nothing to lose by putting it out there. And the worst they can do is ignore you or say no. And it's the internet. It's fine. It's fine. Helen, you need to watch the last 3 Fantastic Four films. I challenge you. Please, no, I'm kidding. Oh, look, it's fine. It's fine. This is the thing. Like, I know there has been a few attempts at the Fantastic Four. I feel like one was maybe not that long ago. I've just never heard good things about them. And I'm such a... If I want to see a movie, I need to be in there like the first few days. Because if I'm not, I just feel like with every day that passes, it decreases my chances of actually seeing it. So I do want to go see it. I do want to go see it in the cinema. I'm hoping it'll be good. But we have the Thunderbolts first. Oh, I forgot to put a photo. Like, Hot Toys showed this like photo from Secret Base that looked like a Thunderbolts like gigantic cereal box. Made me kind of hopeful that maybe they're going to be all in on the Thunderbolts and give us some figures, because I think there's so many characters from the Thunderbolts that people, if they don't want them for the Thunderbolts, would want them for other lines, like Red Guardian for the Black Widow movie, like John Walker for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Bucky, I feel like everyone loves Bucky. He goes with most things. I'm hoping we get a few things. Yelena, of course, because I'm such a huge Yelena fan. So and it's a bit of a different look for her. So maybe we'll get some Yelena goodness. With sculpts this good, it's a shame to put one away in the cupboard. Well, I mean, yeah, sadly, one will be in the cupboard for me. As I said, it kind of made me glad I have the 1.0 to go, right, I can have the figure with the actor sculpt, and then I can have one figure with the mask, and I can have both looks. It feels like a real relic of the past to get so many head sculpts. I feel like even sometimes now you don't even get 2, because it's like, oh, it's a swap out hairpiece, it's a swap out mouth plate, it's like they're making things so modular. I do love an extra head sculpt, not gonna lie. Helen, you're not wrong. They just can't get the Fantastic Four right, in my opinion. Out of the ones that are out, the first one ain't bad. Okay, is the first one the Chris Evans one? Or is that a different one? I can't keep up. With... There's too many things. I struggle. I finally got my new DK sculpted Joker yesterday. So excited. My display has been without a Joker for a while. Oh, everybody's got their Jokers but me. I'm still waiting for Pop Culture to get their stock, whenever that will be. They say end of April, which is not that far away. But I mean, my collection is not lacking Joker. I also have like Jokers in that cupboard, because again, I just feel like I cannot be bothered trying to sell the ones that are no longer in my display. I feel like it's more trouble than it's worth. But man, do you love it? Do you love your Joker? I want mine so much. Such a shame. Pop culture's it's just odd. Like, the Gap had gotten better, and then the Joker came out in like November. Like, I was in Hong Kong when it dropped. It was like mid-November, and we're not getting it till like end of April. Like, that's just crazy to me. Yeah, the first and second movies have Chris Evans. Oh, okay, so there's 2 with him in them. Not that I'm promising to watch them. I just... I mean, I know of him more as Human Torch from Deadpool 3, right? Like, I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four movies. I've been going crazy on Pop Culture right now. I've been picking up some good deals. Yeah, I mean, they've got some good deals on at the moment, Big Rib. I was just a bit bummed because their sale, which I totally understand, in 99% of instances, excludes items that have already been discounted. But the problem is there's a few Hot Toys figures, like Kane, which I was interested in, that they've reduced in price by like $30. So it's gone from $480 to $450 and is now not eligible for discount. Because when I saw the sale announced, there's two things I looked up. One was the armory, because Bob had been enabling me, and that was in stock. And I'm guessing someone was a lot quicker than me. It was gone. Fair play. Congratulations to who got that for 20% off. But then my mind went to Kane to go with John Wick, because Keith Lee has been trying to enable me to buy Kane. I thought, okay, that's cool. Kane, great opportunity. Get him at 20% off. Added him to my cart. I added the promo code Easter. Item not eligible. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I totally get it for Hot Toys figures that they've got down to $199, $249, $299. Like, there's figures like the Endgame Iron Man diecast 85, which I get has been around for ages. The market's saturated. When that was being released, that was like a $670 figure in Australia. And they're selling it for like $299. Like, they can't give the thing away. Like, there's a lot of figures, Shang-Chi, Wenwu, Captain Carter, like one of the Stan Lee, I think the Ragnarok Stan Lee. There's one of the Iron Man funky sort of spin-offs they did, one of those hologrammy things. Even the Illusion Iron Man from Spider-Man. Like, there's a lot of figures that are well below retail price. So I get it. I think if it's a figure that's in what they call their Space Hoggers sale, 100% exclude Space Hoggers from the 20% off sale. But you've discounted Kane by a measly $30. And I almost, because I stopped myself because I was like, I want to buy something. I almost bought the Batman Begins 2.0. But then, as I said, when I saw this, I said, would Howie Claus do a 3.0? Like, probably not. But then my mind's going, 20th anniversary, if they're going to do the 3.0, do I want to have the 1.0 and the 2.0? And again, I don't think that 2.0 is going anywhere anytime soon, I say wishfully. So I'm resisting. I'm resisting the sale. But as I say, the biggest thing I would have wanted was Kane, and no go for Helen. I loved the first and second Fantastic Four. I'm a big fan of Chris Evans. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm glad someone liked them. I just feel like I just didn't hear great things. And I mean, I don't know if that's people trying to compare them to superhero movies now, because I think there were periods where they were better and not as good. I'm still waiting for Supergirl from Pop Culture. She's my first purchase from there, so I don't know what to expect as far as lead times. Yeah, good question. Because that one came out, if I'm right, in December. So it could be any time now. It could be in that April shipment. It could be later. That's the hard thing, Mike. Like, sometimes it's been a 2-month wait. Sometimes it's been a lot longer than that. It's really not as I feel like it used to be pretty regular. Every couple of months we'd get a batch. We weren't that far behind. Whereas now it seems to be sort of all over the place. Like, sometimes we get things and you're like, oh, that was a pretty quick release. Other times, as I say, like this Joker, I feel like I'm waiting a really long time to get it. Even with some of the figures on sale plus shipping, it's cheaper than getting it here in the States. Well, it was interesting. I know Cousin Anthony was saying that for some figures he was looking at, Pop Culture was going to be cheaper than Europe. And I find that crazy, like, to me, because I know for me, like, I was looking for She-Hulk Daredevil, and I found it on a store in the US, and the price of the figure was okay. They wanted like $150 to post that thing to me. And I just went, absolutely not. That's something like $220 Australian. I'm like, that's like almost 50% of the price of the figure. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. When I see the item not eligible notice equals proceeds to primal scrimmage the sky. Yeah, I mean, I was so disappointed. And then I thought, did I put the code in wrong? And then I thought, is it a mistake? But then I went and read the T's and C's and it said items that were already discounted were excluded, which is not always the case. Because I know when I got the Batman Forever Batman and Robin, I got that on the end of financial year sale. They were discounted and you were able to get the additional 20% on top of them, which was very generous of them to do that at that time. So as I said, I feel like if it's something that's marked in their Space Hogger sale, I would completely understand if they said those items are excluded. But when Kane was excluded, I was very sad. The Easter code didn't work for me on Clean Deadpool. I was bummed. Oh, was that slightly discounted at all? Or was it on pre-order? Because they also don't let you do discount on pre-order items as well. Which, again, I can understand. I can understand because even at the moment, like with some of these figures, I mean, if you've pre-ordered, they're probably going to honor the price. But if they're going to get hit with some tariffs or whatnot, I can imagine them when they get listed being a little bit higher. So, you know, that uncertainty about price, it's not just for people in the US, it's for us in Australia as well. A lot of other countries that Sideshow gets figures from. I'm just going to have some water, 2 ticks. All right. Guys, I can't believe we made it to 2 hours. I was so like, I didn't know what was going to happen because, as I said, the Star Wars and Helen's motivation was low, and how are people going to react to my celebration in 60 seconds? But I would say it was a roaring success. Yay me. Tickets on myself. But guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's midnight. It's now Easter Saturday here in Australia. And as I said at the start of the show, I just want to wish everyone a happy Easter if you celebrate like I do. I hope everyone has a really safe and happy time with their friends, family, loved ones, whoever you choose to spend this time with. And as I said, I think I might reshare my video on enhancing your collecting experience because I feel like at this time when we are feeling a bit uncertain about prices and life is getting a little bit expensive, there are other things we can do that do not cost us money that can make us appreciate all that we have a little bit more than what I think we sometimes do. So I will probably share that video on the weekend. And then if Mr. Joker arrives to me sometime soon, I know everyone else on the planet has him before me, we'll do a live unboxing. I will do that whenever he arrives. I'm hoping sooner than later, but I don't know. Deadpool was discounted, but I did pick up Balin and Night Trooper. Oh, all the Star Wars. And this is what I wondered. I did wonder with some things that were newer, did they slightly decrease them to make them exempt from the sale? Because when they had their Black Friday sale, that was around the time She-Hulk released. And I was stalking their website and I was like, there's no way they're dropping this while the sale is on. And they didn't, and fair play. But as soon as the sale was over, the new stock from their last shipment that they had leftovers of, it was like clockwork, bang, they're up now that the sale's over. So as I said, I can get that. I can understand that. But I just, it is a bummer when they put a tiny discount on it and then you can't get a much bigger discount. Alrighty, we've got Anthony. Thanks, Helen, another great stream. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you coming to hang out. JB, thanks for your insights, Helen and Miss Allison. Look, Miss Allison is probably out there with a pitchfork. I haven't seen Shuri, so I hope she's not holding Shuri hostage for a Star Wars hour. Because no, Star Wars celebration in 60 seconds. That's the best I can offer today, peeps. Happy Easter, everyone. 100% happy Easter, everyone. Congrats on another good stream, Helen. Happy Easter. Thank you, Randall. Really appreciate that. Ash, happy Easter, every collector. Stay safe. Ash, go get yourself some hot cross buns. Trust me, Woolworths, Cinnabon hot cross buns. So good. So good. Trust me. Trust me on this. Clinton, happy Easter. Happy Easter to you. Miss Batwoman, another entertaining stream. Thank you. Thank you for coming by again. I appreciate it. I love all the regulars who come every week. You make it so much easier for me to just sit here and natter onto myself. 14 Wellington, thanks everyone. Thanks Helen. Happy Easter, everyone. 100% happy Easter, everyone. Mad Planet 23, happy Easter, folks. Catch you on the replay. 100%, and everyone on the replay who watches, appreciate you. Hope you guys all have a happy Easter. Let me know what you thought of celebration in 60 seconds. That may be my new approach to talking about the Star Wars in the future. We'll see how it goes. But guys, all the best. Stay safe, stay happy, and I will catch you next week. Have a good one. See ya.